There's a gap in the market. Most entrepreneurs that we work with have taken all the courses and they're still struggling to make their business work. So why is this? Well, most people start a business based on their expertise. But unless you're a business coach or have an MBA, your expertise is not the business of business. And in order to be successful in business, we believe it's important for you to invest in your continuing education as an entrepreneur and as the business owner. You've got to invest in your gaps, and your gaps will change over the course of your business as it grows. Now, when it's time to invest, how do you find the right coach, course, or program for you? And we found this to be a conundrum for so many of the people that we talk to, because it's really difficult to know exactly where should you put your hard-earned money and where should you invest it that you're going to get that return that you're looking for. So we've come up with 5 questions that you should ask yourself and 5 questions that you should ask the person or company that you're considering investing with. And we've put all these into a handy download that you can get in the show notes. So you can take them with you, and then you can use this if you're ready to invest or for the next time you're ready to invest. So here are the questions to ask yourself. Number 1, what is the level of support you need? Now, this seems like, well, I want as much support as I can get. However, the level of support you get is the level of investment required. So the more support, typically, the higher the investment. And you don't always need a full-blown support system. It really depends on what you're learning. So let's talk about the different ways that we can get help in our business. Courses. Now, these are generally best to learn a skill set, like how to optimize and use LinkedIn to network for new prospects and referral partners. Now, most courses don't allow for one-on-one coaching, or they're very limited, but they are usually a lower investment than when you go into one-on-one coaching and programs. So there's also hourly coaching, and this is generally best when you need to get unstuck in one area of your business. So let's say everything else is working pretty well in your business, but there's just this one thing you're stuck on. Usually you don't need a full-blown course, and you're not going to get a whole bunch of information to consume or a whole lot of instruction material. It's basically like hiring a consultant. You're hiring for just this one thing that you need help with. And that's a great strategy to use if it's just that one thing. It's going to give you the quick win, and it's not going to take up a lot of time. And it usually is a pretty modest investment that you need to make. Now, a program, as we define it, then we're using our own definition of what a program consists of based on the program that we offer for business coaching. It should be holistic, and it's best for building a strong foundation and for getting a very specific result. And a program should last a minimum of 3 months and can last up to a year. Now, a program is more for the bigger thing and the bigger result that you need. It's not for the, learning this one thing. It's really about building foundations, building systems, building in structure. Those are the kinds of things, and strategy as well. So that's the first question to ask yourself, is exactly what kind of program or course or consultation do I need to have? The second question to ask yourself is this what you need right now? Now, you shouldn't make a decision that you need something right now just because you just got an awesome email about it. Okay, that's not how you should decide. And keep in mind, you can't do it all at one time. Now, we get into FOMO, right? Like we get all these emails, we get these great things, these great offers. We're like, gosh, that sounds so great. And yes, you might need that eventually, but it's important to prioritize. You need to understand, what do you need? Do you need this before you need that? So for example, you might go, you know what? I really need my entire website redone because it's a mess. It's the first thing I put together all by myself, and it looks terrible. And I really, just need that whole thing redone. So you might want to invest in either a program to learn to do it yourself, or even if you're looking for someone to do it for you. However, maybe that's not the next best thing for you to do. For example, if you don't have your messaging nailed down, if you are not making a good amount of sales right now, then that may not be the next best thing for you. Maybe you need to look at, unless you've got copy that's really hitting home with people and your messaging is spot on, or if you're not making consistent, maybe you're making sales but they're not consistent, then that should be the place that you look to first. It's important that you are able to have sustainable and consistent sales. That should be like top priority for every single business owner. So if you aren't there yet, then I would say address that area first, because that's much more important. And then that's going to provide what you need to then invest in all the other things that you need to put together in your business. It's important to have a foundation and to have all of your validated sales, meaning, they're coming in on a regular basis and you know that your sales system is working. So the third question to ask yourself is, are you committed to making the time for this and being able to focus on it? When we invest in a course or a program, it requires not just the money to invest, but it is the time to invest. Because and you need to know, what is that time? What is the time commitment? What's the requirement? How much is going to be? It's not just the time, in the program. There's also the instruction time. There's implementation time. Like, you might be able to make time to learn what you need to learn and to show up for the coaching session. But then there's going to be time after that you have to implement what you just learned, because it doesn't do you any good to just gather information and to know something new in your head. But if you're not applying it and then seeing how it's working in your business, then it's not going to really do much for you. So the fourth question to ask is, are you coachable? Now, the immediate answer, most everyone would say is, well, of course I'm coachable. But really think about that. And what does it mean to be coachable? It means, can you take instruction or direction, or possibly even some criticism, constructive, of course, from someone else? Like, are you open-minded enough to accept new ideas and to try new things and to get out of your comfort zone? Because when you are working with a coach, or even inside of a program, even if it's not a coach directly, if it's, let's say it's group coaching, anytime you're in something that is going to teach you something new or help you implement something new, you really have to be open-minded to it. And otherwise, you're just not going to get a whole lot out of it. And the fifth question to ask yourself is, what is the result you're looking for? So it's important to take some time to define this. It's not about the thing you're going to learn. It's not about, well, I just need to have, I just need to get a coach. Really understand, what's the result? Like, when you are all done with this, what does your business look like? Like, you have to have that vision and you have to be very clear on that. It's not enough to say, well, it's just not working. Things are just not working like they're supposed to, and I just need to get somebody to help me with that. And if you're working with a coach, that coach should be able to help you define this. Like, if you're having trouble defining this, then get on a discovery call, get on a consultation call, because business coaches, that's what we do. We help you get clarity. We help you define those results, and to help you know, what result does your business need? What is the thing you need in order to get to the next level?
Such good points. I love the reminder that investment isn't just monetary, but it's a time investment. So you have to be ready. And then when Deirdre talks about hopping on a consult call, we've got questions to ask the course creator, the company, whoever you're thinking about investing with. These are the questions that you should get answers to. And you can do this a number of ways. You can email them, hop on a consult call, or if they have a frequently asked questions section that adequately gives you the answers to these, then you're good there. So you want to make sure, because we don't know until we're inside of something what really we're going to get out of it, right? So the first question that we're going to ask is, what result can I expect from investing in this coaching or this program? And so once you get that answer, does that match up with the result that you just defined? So, Deirdre just said, you've got to be specific about the result you're looking for first. Otherwise, how are you going to know that this program is what you want? So you've got to match those two together. And typically, our clients, when they work with us, they understand, they learn strategy, they learn streamlining, and they end up achieving double or triple their revenue within a few months. We are happy to say that, and we're happy to provide, referrals and references for them. So, do you have testimonials? This is the question number 2 that you're going to ask this company or this person. Do you have testimonials that show quantifiable results that other students or clients have achieved? And you want to get something in when you're looking for testimonials, you want more than this was a great program. You want someone to go in depth. You want to understand what were they like before and what happened after. What was the transformation that they achieved? And so if testimonials aren't on their website, will they provide you with a list of references that you can speak to directly, past or current clients? We post video testimonials on YouTube and inside our Facebook group for people to see whenever they are interested. And we also provide references with past and current clients because we want to be transparent. So question number 3 to ask the company or coach or course creator is, if they're offering coaching or personal assistance, will they be doing the coaching or will it be someone on their team? So this has happened to Deirdre and I. We paid a lot of money for a high ticket coaching program by someone and we never saw that person. And so that's kind of, it doesn't feel good. And so if it's a team member, then that might not be bad, but you want to know what are their qualifications and you want testimonials on that team member. Because if you're going to be paired up with someone, you need to make sure that that someone is going to be the right someone for you. So our clients coach directly with Deirdre and myself. We work with our clients one-on-one and customize a program that best fits their needs. So we're the people that you go to if you're going through one of our free workshops, we sell you into a program and then it's still us. So we don't do a bait and switch. Now, question number 4 for the company, course creator, or coach is, if I have a question during my time with you, can I speak to a human directly? Like, how am I going to get my questions answered? So what resources are they going to provide you to get the help that you need? A lot of times what happens is, and this also depends on the level of investment, as Deirdre mentioned, typically a course is less expensive than possibly one-on-one coaching, and then even less expensive than a program. But a lot of times when you get into a course or you get into a group coaching program, you are sent to a learning platform to learn all this stuff. And then you can ask a question like every Friday in a Q&A in the Facebook group. And is that going to be enough? Sometimes it might, but sometimes it might not. So we always are open to chatting with whoever is interested in working with us. And we want to help them assess, as well as us, is it the right fit for both of us? And then going through the program, they have access to us 6 days a week. So we coach with them every other week, and they have access to ask questions of us 6 days a week with very little wait time. So that's our commitment to our clients. The 5th question that you want to ask the company, coach, or course creator is, how long have you been coaching and what experience do you have in this area? So you're getting a couple things here. Through the testimonials and speaking to past or current clients, you're understanding what was the transformation that they achieved. When they started, where were they? When they ended, where were they? Or if they're in the middle, how has it been for them so far? It's important to weed out someone who says they're a coach because they took a course and someone who's going to who's getting results for their clients because they have the real world experience of getting those kind of results for their clients. So everyone has a different level of experience and expertise. And as someone who's about to invest in something, you just want to make sure that you do your due diligence to find out if what they're offering matches what you need.
And, speaking of due diligence, Carmen, for those of you who have not been introduced to us before, I am a CPA. So I worked in public accounting for over 20 years. And part of what I did was I was an auditor. And so I learned what we called auditing standards. And one of those auditing standards was to go in with professional skepticism. So that was kind of our mindset as we were going in to audit the books. And so that's always stuck with me. And it doesn't mean professional skepticism doesn't mean that you distrust everyone, or you're always looking for the conspiracy that's happening. But what it means, professional skepticism means that you're going in with eyes open. And I'm going to give you 3 things to look for, because this can be applied to the same process of when you're looking for a coach or looking for a program. So the 3 things that you're going to be looking for, number 1 is the attributes. Now, this refers to the knowledge, the skill, and the overall ability of the coach or course creator or program creator. They must possess the knowledge and skills and other competencies needed to perform their responsibilities. Now, this is the direct definition of what attributes means in the auditing world, but it really applies here. So you really want to feel confident that they have the knowledge, that they have the skills, and that they're very competent in order to coach you. And what that means is all those questions we told you to ask before, that relates to this. That's going to tell you, do they have the experience? Do they have the testimonials? Basically, do they have what they need to back up, what they say they can do? The second thing to go in with professional skepticism about is mindset. And this relates to the integrity and good faith of the coach. Do they demonstrate people over profits? Now, by following them on social media, by engaging with them, going into workshops, that's why we host a free workshop every 8 weeks. And it's called the Marketing Methodology Workshop. And the reason we do that, we give extreme value. It is not one of those workshops you go in and learn a couple of great tips and you're done. You have an actual framework for your marketing strategy when you're finished with this workshop. The reason we do that is because we want to demonstrate that we value people over profits. We give massive value, not only there, but also in our Facebook group. We go live every single week with training, real training, the meat and potatoes kind of training. So you want to be looking for that. Do they provide all of that for you? The third thing to look for is action and accountability. Do they provide the guided action steps and the accountability that you'll need to get the promise of the program? It is not enough to provide information. You need to have, and not just action steps, but guided action steps to where you have complete clarity on what you need to do, step 1, 2, and 3. And then you need the accountability piece. Now, if you're in a course, for example, you may not get the accountability. A lot of times courses are built, they're sort of a DIY kind of thing, and you have to provide your own accountability so that you're going through it, you're implementing. And again, that may be all you need, depends on what it is that you're wanting to learn and implement, and it depends on your level of discipline. But if you've been through any courses or programs before and you had trouble finishing them, you had trouble implementing them, you had trouble sustaining it once you got finished with it, then the accountability piece is really, really critical, because that person holding you, we do so much better when others hold us accountable than we hold ourselves accountable, right? It's hard, isn't it? But the minute we're accountable to somebody else, we're on it. So that is another huge piece that can set you up for success. As I mentioned before, you really want to look at how much value do they give for free? And not just to show that they put people over profits, but this is also a great indicator that there's so much more where that came from. When you're only getting super surface level or very, you're getting the same old information that you've heard everywhere else, and these people are not going deep and teaching you real things that you can use and implement on a daily basis in your business, then that's an indicator that their program may not be great. Either they're being stingy with the information and they have a scarcity mindset, which any kind of coach that you work with needs to have an abundance mindset, right? Because mindset is a huge part of being successful as a business owner. So assess, how much value are they giving? Like, am I really getting, should be one of those people that when you get their email, you're excited to read it, right? Or they're hosting an event and you are super excited to attend because you just know it's going to be awesome. Now, it may not be a good option, the course of the program. And again, you can assess this by going through a workshop. Workshops are great to assess this. If it's full of very general information that you've seen before, like step 1, get your mindset right. If you think something negative, then think the opposite. Like that's super general, right? Like we need more than that. We need to have a better strategy than just that. Number 2, it promises that you can have a successful business in 5 easy steps, or in just a couple hours a week, or without any investment, without any work. Those kinds of claims you should immediately run from because it's not possible. Building a successful business, it takes investment, it takes work, and it takes a good amount of time. Now, you can shorten the time. I mean, it can take years, literally. But working with the right coach can shrink that time frame down. It's still going to involve the investment and the work, but instead of taking years, you can actually get it done instead of 5 years, let's say 1 year, and you can get to where you want to be in your revenue and in your impact. And the third thing that might indicate it's not a good option is if right off the bat, they can say you can start making money right away. And then later you hear that this critical step will take some time. So which is it? Can I make money right away? Or do I have to do this critical step that's going to take me a lot of time first? So watch for language that kind of contradicts each other. And again, if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. And there's a difference between too good to be true and being effective. So for example, our clients, when we say our clients double and triple their revenue in just a few short months, we can back it up. We can show it. Our client testimonials say it. There, one of the things we do is we really look at the financial statements and we help you understand, and knowing your numbers. And there is a way for you to build in that sustainable, predictable revenue, no matter what kind of business that you're in. That comes from that accounting background, and understanding how those numbers work. And then we help you put the strategy in place to make sure that that happens. So in that case, it's not too good to be true. It's great, but we have the information to back it up.
That's right. And if you're seeking a program that is comprehensive and with full coaching support, it's going to cost more than just a course. But keep in mind, however, that it will take a lot more time and money to build your business a la carte with a course rather than a program. So a lot of times people are like, they're worried about making a big investment. And there's ways to assess the investment. These questions that we're giving you are step 1 of that, right? You want to match the program to your needs and where you are. But you have to remember that if you're only willing to spend a certain amount all the time and you go course to course to course to course, you're not really going to get that far. You're going to have to keep buying little bits and pieces of courses to hopefully try to put it together into something that creates what you're looking for. And that's really very difficult to do. So as an example, our Encore Business Incubator program is a 9-month commitment consisting of one-on-one coaching sessions, 6 days a week support to get your questions answered in real time, a world-class learning platform, a private client community for support and networking, and it's all customized to you and your needs. So that's going to cost more than a copywriting course over here, right? But it also provides a foundational business strategy, which is actually the missing piece that most entrepreneurs are missing when they're going and purchasing all these programs and they try to put them together and create a business. They don't have the strategy to make those programs work. And they don't realize that most of the standalone courses and the course creators and even high-end courses, those people are assuming that you've already got your foundational business strategy nailed down. And that's what you need to then implement these one-off courses and make them work in your business. So, in summary, we want to remind you, don't buy on emotion or based on a fancy email, right? We want to make sure that you're not making an emotional decision. You're excited, you went to a conference and you're going to buy this thing. You want to give yourself time to think about it and make sure that it matches with what you need and what they offer. It's really important. Then you want to decide, is this right for you? And will you follow through given the right amount of support? And what level of support do you need? And those questions are going to help you assess that ahead of time. So if you see a program and you're considering it, but you want to book a call or ask to do a quick Zoom chat and ask the coach or the person your questions. They should be more than happy to jump on a call with you. Take a workshop or a challenge too. The free workshops and challenges that Deirdre was talking about, that's a great way to find out, what is it like? What is this person like? What would it be like to work with them? Are they giving me the result that their workshop or challenge says that they will? And do you like their style? I mean, a lot of it comes down to personality too. I mean, we have to like the people that we want to invest with, especially if they're going to be someone who's going to guide us in our business. So join their group, join their challenge, and see if you get value before you purchase something from them. And we invite you to join our group, the Empire of Unstoppable Women, to learn about how we work. And then we want to remind you that you can get the business coaching program, What to Look For, 5 questions download in the show notes under this episode.